How's it going? I'm a new, gotta do what you're doing. You can say the news to all the other chicks I hear, but I know what you are, baby. Look at you, getting more than just a re-up. Baby, you got all the talk to set the strings up. Making like a good one, but I call her like a bee, and I know what you are, baby. Womanizer, womanizer, you're a womanizer, oh, womanizer, oh, you're a womanizer, baby. You are, womanizer, womanizer, womanizer. Boy, you got it, but I am the just yes you are. Boy, you got it, but I am the just yes you are. You got me going, you're but I can do it. Boy, you got it, but I am the just yes you are. Boy, you got it, but I am the just yes you are. You say I'm crazy, I got so crazy. You want some better, daddy, you got the swagger of a champion, so that's for you. You just can learn the right companion. I guess when you have one too many, makes it harder, cause it's easy who you are, baby. Lollipop, once you take me out of the things that I believe are missing out another. Say it how you want it, but no way I'm never gonna fall for you. Never you, baby. Womanizer, womanizer, you're a womanizer, oh, womanizer, oh, you're a womanizer, baby. You are, womanizer, womanizer, womanizer. Boy, you got it, but I know just what you are. Boy, you got it, but I know just what you are. You got me going, you're overcoming, but I can do it. Boy, you got it, but I know just what you are. Boy, you got it, but I know just what you are. You say I'm crazy, I got so crazy. You want some maybe if we both lived in a different world, it would be a good and very happy girl. I can't live without you. Womanizer, womanizer, you're a womanizer, oh, womanizer, oh, you're a womanizer, baby. You are,